Good morning, Warriors. Welcome to your Warrior Flow this morning. My name is Leland and I am the president and founder of Warriors for Life America. I have the absolute pleasure to bring this forum to all of you. And for me, being a combat veteran and also experiencing several physical capabilities or things that took away physical capability through my life, yoga has helped me heal in such a big way. So you'll notice some differences with the form that we're about to practice here today. Make sure that my phone is silent. And a couple of those things that you'll notice are that I don't play any music. I micro cue the whole time. Keeps your mind from going to that dark and dreary place. And as we move through, I also make sure that everybody understands to express their choice. You sit and you breathe the entire time that we practice. You are practicing yoga. You lay back and breathe, you're practicing yoga. So allow yourself to do as much or as little as you want as you move ahead. So we'll give it a few minutes here, and I just want everyone to kind of keep in mind with everything that's going on right now, one of the best things that you can do for yourself is to find that one thing or a couple of things, if you can, that makes you happy, and do that every day. Even if it's something small, it could be a hike, it could be reading a book, it can be anything that makes you happy, whatever flips your switch. I think it's important for us to do that at least once a day for yourself, even if it's only 5 to 15 minutes, just spending that time on yourself, super important. And you finally, you make it into this routine, which just becomes habit. And then every day you're putting in on yourself, even if it's only 5 to 15 minutes, like I said, it becomes that habit of allowing yourself to do something that makes you happy, to show you that you are worth your focus. So, again, my name is Leland Holgate. I'm the president and founder of Warriors for Life America. I also have the distinct pleasure of being the new executive director over at Trauma Recovery Yoga. And this form actually is our level 2 total resilience yoga, where we call it try, and this is try harder. Now don't let that daunt you, because this is still all levels. Like I said, this is all about choice. And with this form, it's one of the biggest things that we really highlight as we move forward with our practices. The element of choice. You do as much or as little as you want. You sit or lay down and breathe, and the whole time we practice, you are practicing yoga. Yoga, 95% of it is breath work. And breath, as we know, is presence, bringing us back to this moment. So as we move forward, you'll notice the self-regulation techniques that I call out. And that's what this is all about. It's a lot less about the yoga, and it's more about the somatic-based therapy, just that motion in the body to release those unwanted energies that we all store and carry around with ourselves. So more about the self-regulation and more about the progress that you're making with yourself than it is about perfection. You're not going to see any Instagram yoga here. I'm not going to have you standing on your head or doing any crazy-looking poses. So as we move forward as well, I'm going to be up front, and I will be practicing with you. So if I call something out, and you're not exactly sure what it is, just take a look at your screen. You can figure out a way into whatever I'm doing at that moment. So as we move along as well, you're going to notice that I speak science. I don't speak Sanskrit. So there's some differences in this yoga form. And as we move forward, you'll notice that I talk about the orientation of your look, your vision, or the way that your head. So pay attention to all these self-regulation techniques for yourself. You can take them off of the mat. They work beautifully, whether you're at home or in the car or at the office. So pay attention for those. And again, as we move forward, come from a place of curiosity. Leave the judgment. We are all constantly judging ourselves on where we want to be and what we want to do. So today, let's just come from a place of curiosity, a place of what is going on with me and where am I right now? Because wherever you are is okay. All right, so we're going to get started in our seated position, and whatever that looks like for you. So you can be cross-legged like I am, or you can have straight legs, bent knees, whatever that looks like for you. Let yourself find that seat, find your sitting bones connected to the mat. And let your hands just rest on your knees. And let your chin fall to your chest. Just checking in here for the moment. Notice 4 different colors, 4 different patterns. Maybe your mat in contrast to the color of your skin. Maybe your skin in contrast to the floor or your clothing. Maybe the patterns in the floor. Anything to bring yourself into this moment. And now, I want you to notice, just in your body, where you may be tight or holding, where you may be tense, or where the breath may be restricted. No need to try to change these areas. Just being aware, notice. Mindfulness, just a fancy word for noticing. As we're looking down, we're also sending a signal to our brain, all is well. I am safe. I am right where I should be. Pull your belly button in towards your spine and up. Really engage your lower intrinsic muscles by restricting the flow of urine. Pull everything in and up. You'll start to feel that area heat up, that center of your being. That is your internal core temperature heating up, your internal furnace. This helps pull all of that mind chatter down away from the brain where it can be burned up and used for fuel. Continue pulling your belly button in and up. Keep everything engaged in your abdominal muscles. You notice that power start to build. And that power is coming from you. Another few moments here. Keep everything engaged. Belly button in and up towards your spine. And slowly start to release. And now a 3-part breath, filling from the bottom all the way to the top. As you inhale, big belly, into your chest, into the back of your eyes. Exhale through your chest. Press your belly button into your spine. Inhale, big belly, into your chest, into the back of the eyes. Exhale through the chest. Press your belly button into your spine. Inhale, big belly, into your chest, washing around, cleansing. Exhale through your chest. Press your belly button into your spine. Now come back to your normal breath. And scan the body. Just notice the forehead relaxed, jaw released, shoulders away from your ears. Hands just gently lying on your knees, and a slight separation in your fingers. On your next inhale, take your right ear to your right shoulder. Head rolls back. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder. Chin to your chest. Inhale, right ear, right shoulder. Head rolls back. Continue to roll around and link your breath to your motion. Remember, this is your yoga, your mat, your rules. So you move at your pace. You'll hear that popping and cracking. That's just nitrogen leaving the joints, that old stagnant energy. Let your chin fall to your chest. Give yourself just a moment of pause. Let any dizziness subside. That's completely normal. On your next inhale, left ear, left shoulder. Head rolls back. Exhale, right ear, right shoulder. Chin to your chest. Inhale, left ear, left shoulder. Continue to roll around. Link your breath with your motion. And remember, again, your pace, your rules, your yoga. Cleaning out that old stagnant energy, making way for the new. And let your head roll around one more time. Let your chin fall to your chest. And give yourself a moment of pause here. Now slowly start to blink your eyes open, lift your gaze, and you can pull your heels in or just move your legs over to the side. make your way onto all fours. So hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. You take your right leg toward the back of your mat, cross it up and over to the left. Keep your hips nice and square, your shoulders right over your wrists. As you inhale, shoulders move over wrists. Exhale, look over your left shoulder. You feel that stretch into the right side body. That's exactly where we want it. Keep your hips nice and square. As you inhale, chest moves forward. Exhale, look a little further. Inhale, chest moves forward. Exhale, look a little further. Now look down towards your hands. Bring your right knee up and over. Let's do that other side. I don't want you walking in circles. The left leg goes back. Cross your left leg up and over to the right. Keep your hips nice and square. Shoulders over your wrists as you inhale, chest forward. Exhale, look over your right shoulder. As you inhale, shoulders over wrists. Exhale, look a little further. Stretch the left side body, feeling that through the lateral side of the body. One more breath. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, look a little further. Now look down towards your hands. Bring your left knee back over. Excuse me. Tuck your toes and press yourself back to your first downward dog. So with a downward dog, you can come into it from a plank if you want. It's an easy way to find it. So from a plank, without adjusting, you just lift your hips up into the air, press your chest to your thighs. Your hands can be about shoulder width apart, feet about hip width apart. And you can also bend at your knees slightly to take your hamstrings out of the game. This will allow you to focus on a straight, flat back, which will help us decompress the spine. And while we're here, we like to practice the two most powerful words in the universe, I am. So rock those for yourself, whatever that is today. I am happy. I am amazing. I am healthy. As you inhale, heels up, look forward. Walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, arms come up overhead. Hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Look down to your fingertips. Again, send the signal to your brain, all is well. I am safe. I am right where I should be. Excuse me. All right, release. And now we're going to move through some sun salutations. So these sun salutations are meant to burn up that excess energy that we all carry with us. Remember, again, express your choice. Do as much or as little as you want. Go as fast or as slow as you want. So if I'm too slow, you can speed it up. If I'm too fast, slow it down for yourself. All right, here we go. So to the front of your mat. As you inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back, lower down, half push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. We'll rock your I ams here once again. I am powerful. I am prosperous. I am positive. As you inhale, heels up, look forward, walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, arms come up overhead. Hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Exhale, release. As you inhale, arms up overhead. Breathe out, swan dive forward. Take a breath in, halfway lift. As you breathe out, plant your hands, step back, lower down, half push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And rock your I ams once again. I am confident. I am happy. I am generous. As you inhale, heels up, look forward. Walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, arms come up overhead. Hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Exhale, release. And now this time as you inhale, we're going to sit back and down into a chair. So you can look past your knees, see if you can see your toes. You can even wiggle your toes, which lets you put all the weight into your heels. Press your thighs together, belly button in towards your spine. Now your arms come up overhead. So we look up towards our thumbs. And as we're looking up, This helps clear the fog off of our mind, bringing a little clarity to the situation. Another few moments, maybe you sit lower, maybe you stay right where you are. Maybe you fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, lower down, half push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Rock your I ams here once again. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am amazing. As you inhale, right leg comes up to the sky. Bend at your knee and let your heel fall over to the left. You'll notice that stretch on the inside of the left thigh. That's what we're looking for. You can increase by lifting your right knee up. You can also bring some stability to your pose by looking under your left shoulder. And there you go. What do you see there? That's a dirty foot. As you inhale, straighten up your right leg. As you exhale, swing your right foot forward in between your hands. Drop your back heel down and inhale up to a warrior one. Your back leg stays straight and strong. Bring your hips to the front of your mat. Left hip forward, right hip back. Keep the back leg straight and strong. Arms up. And now sink in towards your front thigh. You'll feel that stretch through that back leg. Opening up the hip area again. Also stretches through the calf, the hamstring. Taking care of all these big muscle groups in the body. It's important they hold and store everything that happens to us. So opening these up and letting that release really helps bring us some peace. Maybe you sink down a little lower. Maybe you bring your hands together and look up past your thumb. Now as you exhale, bring your back knee down. Let your hands come down to the mat. And just for a moment, you find the pose that works for you. We're going to move into what's called a low lunge, just like this. If you want, you can bring both knees back for this exercise as well. If you want that full low lunge, keep your right leg forward, left leg back. Inhale, reach up. As you exhale, let your hips dip forward. I know you're feeling that stretch. That's what we're looking for. Now I want you to look up. And in between your hands, I'm going to give you a big balloon. I want you to see this balloon. What size is it? What color is it? What texture is it? Now I'm going to give you a marker. I want you to write all over this balloon, all the things that you want to let go of. All those things that no longer serve you. Maybe it's a feeling. You don't have words for it. So you associate a number or a color. Write it all over this balloon. As you inhale, feel it lifting. As you exhale, separate your arms and watch as it sails away. Smaller and smaller. Taken by the universe to be recycled with something new. As you inhale, reach up. Exhale, plant your hands. Inhale, right leg moves back. Lower down, half push up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And rock your I ams here once again. I am loyal. I am strong. I am healing. As you inhale, heels up, look forward, walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, arms come up overhead. Hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Exhale, release. And again, everybody's favorite. As you inhale, sit back and down into your chair pose. You can look for your toes once again. Belly button into your spine, arms up overhead. As we look up, once again, clearing that fog off of the brain, bringing a little clarity to the situation. As you breathe out, fold. Take a breath in, halfway lift. As you exhale, plant your hands, step back, lower down, half push up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Rock your I ams here once again. I am happy. I am committed. I am amazing. As you inhale, left leg up to the sky. Bend at your knee, let your heel fall over to the right. And again, you're feeling that stretch, this time on the inside of the right thigh. And you can lift your left knee up toward the sky to increase that hip opener for yourself. can also look under your right shoulder to bring some stability, and you'll see a matching dirty foot. As you inhale, left leg up to the sky. Exhale, swing your left foot in between your hands, drop your back heel down, and inhale up to warrior one. Remember to keep your back leg straight and strong, hips square to the front of your mat, right hip forward, left hip back, arms up overhead, sink in toward your front thigh to feel that stretch through the back leg. Opening up the hips, these biggest muscle groups. We have the thighs, the quads, the hamstrings, the hip flexors, and the glutes, all packed into one area. It's important for us to open those areas. Bring your hands together. Maybe you look up, maybe you sink a little deeper. And now as you exhale, back knee comes down. And let your hands come down. You find the pose that you want for you. So either you come up to that low lunge, or you bring both legs back, or both knees back. As you inhale, reach up. As you exhale, let your hips dip forward. And now, I want you to look up, and I'm going to give you a sky lantern this time. Those amazing lanterns that have a candle that just lift themselves up into the sky. And this time I want you to take out that marker. I want you to write everything you want in your life. All the things you want to experience. All those feelings you want to feel. The people that you want in your life. Maybe the places you want to visit. Anything that you want in your life. Write it all over that sky lantern. As you inhale, feel it lifting. As you exhale, separate your arms and watch as it sails away. Smaller and smaller. Taken by the universe to be granted as a wish for you and those you love. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, plant your hands. As you inhale, left leg moves back, lower down, half push up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And rock your I ams here once again. I am letting go. I am happy. I am a little sweaty. As you inhale, heels up. Look forward, walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, arms come up overhead. Hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Look down to your fingertips. Send the signal to your brain once again, all is well. I am safe. I am right where I should be. And release. And now once again, everybody's favorite, I know, chair pose. Sit yourself back and down. Feet together, knees together. Press your inner thighs together, arms up overhead. Hands come to touch. Now bring your hands in toward heart center. Take an inhale, lengthen through your spine. As you exhale, twist over to the right. Your left elbow outside of your right thigh, or you can bring your left arm across both thighs with your right hand to your lower back. That way you can twist, and this twist helps purge the toxins out of the organ. Bring your left knee back in line with your right. Let your hips sit down below your heart. As you inhale, take in space. As you exhale, press your right hand onto your left and twist. Purge those toxins. It also helps reset the spine, taking care of the spine. Exhale, fold. Heel toe your feet about hip distance apart. Now take your peace fingers and your thumbs, wrap them around your big toes. Let your knees bend slightly. Let your chest rest on your thighs. And let your head fall. You can make this passive. You can stay right here. For those that want to make this active and stretch through the hamstrings, pull with your elbows, moving east and west. And then start to straighten out your legs. Work to keeping your chest connected to your thighs. Shoulders away from your ears. Just another couple of breaths. We're giving the heart a break. When the heart is above the head, it doesn't have to work near as hard to pump blood. Those important parts like the brain. I'm going to bring it back up for organs and the lungs. We're also allowing the blood to pool and these happy hormones that we produce to start to build at the tip of the spinal column. So in just a moment, you'll notice why we call this move the Xanax of yoga. Release your hands. Hands up to your hips. Pull your belly button in towards your spine. And slowly, slowly, slowly take yourself up. Your head comes up last. Ah, that's beautiful. That's the yoga business. Let's do that again. Step your feet in together. Sit yourself back and down into your chair pose. Reach your arms up overhead. Hands come to touch. Hands in toward heart center. Take an inhale. Lengthen through your spine. Exhale. Twist over to the left. Right elbow outside of your left thigh. Remember, your right arm can come across with your left hand onto your lower back. Press your left hand onto your right. Right knee comes back in line with your right. You sit your hips down below your heart as you exhale. Press and twist. Just another few breaths. Exhale, fold. Heel toe your feet about hip distance apart. And now gorilla pose. So you're going to take your palms, place them underneath your feet. Big toes tickling your wrist crease. Remember to bend at your knees. Let your chest fall to your thighs. Let your head just fall toward the ground. Neck relaxed. Let your head bobble. And again, you can make this passive. If you'd like to make this active, you'd like to get that extra stretch, pull with your elbows starting east and west. And work at straightening out your legs. And eventually your elbows will move forward, shoulders up away from your ears. Make this stretch all about the back of the hamstrings. Pull your belly button in towards your spine. Or you just hang out here and let the heart get the break that it needs. You're also toning your vagus nerve system. It's connected to 3 parts of your body: your gut, your lungs, and your heart. This helps enact that relaxed side of your body. Now release your hands up to your hips. Pull your belly button in towards your spine, and very, very slowly, like it's a game to come up last, tick yourself up. Oh, I love that. We could do that all day long. So we're going to move forward with the practice. Step your feet together. Inhale, arms up overhead. As you breathe out, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back, lower down, half push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And rock your I ams here once again. I am committed. I am playful. I am fun. As you inhale, right leg up to the sky. As you exhale, swing your right foot forward. Drop your back heel down. Inhale up to warrior 1 for just a moment. You remember this pose. Now open up to your warrior 2. So warrior 2, you can scoot your back leg back. Again, back leg straight and strong. Watch your tailbone. It likes to come out. So try to tuck your tailbone under so you feel that stretch through the hips. Again, these are some of the biggest muscle groups. This is where we hold all our depression and regret. Things of the past are stored in the hips. Your front knee can come out towards your pinky toe. Bring your arms up, look over your right hand, and maybe you sink into it and allow that stretch to take place. Maybe you bring your shoulder blades together. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears as you look over your right fingertips. Just another few breaths. And now start to straighten out your front leg. Reach for the front of your mat when you can reach no further. Hinge your hand onto your shin, your ankle, or to the floor, completely up to you. Wherever you are, just avoid your knee. And reach with your left hand. So I know you're feeling that stretch into the inside of that right thigh. And that's exactly what we're looking for. Your front leg straight and strong. Taking care of this muscle that comes all the way up and attaches to the inside of the hip. So super important to stretch this one. Just another few breaths. Now slowly bend into your front thigh. Bring your right elbow up to your knee. You can stay just like this, or you can bring your right hand down toward the mat. And for those that want a little extra shoulder opener, this is a really great one. So your top arm can come behind your back. You look up past your left shoulder. Remember, you can keep your elbow up on your knee. That's completely fine. Open your chest. Feel that stretch in the shoulder. And if you want to go even further, you can reach underneath Keep the shoulder open. Keep the chest off of your front thigh. All in the lunge work and twist and open. You can bring your right hand back down. Left hand reaches up. As you inhale, come back up to your warrior two. Spin your front palm up. And as you exhale, let's come back to a reverse warrior. Your back hand avoids your knee, either to your thigh or your calf. And reach with your back hand. Open your shoulder up a bit. Sink into your front thigh and reach. You'll feel that stretch in the side body once again. Back to your warrior two. Now windmill your hands down to your mat. Left or right leg moves back. Lower down, half push up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And rock your I ams here once again. I am letting go. I am perfect just the way I am. I am amazing. As you inhale, left leg up toward the sky. Exhale, swing your left foot forward. Drop your back heel down. Inhale up to warrior one. Just for a moment, when we open up to warrior two. Remember, you can scoot your back leg back here. So your back leg straight and strong. Tailbone tucks. Sink in towards your front thigh. Maybe you bring your front knee out towards your pinky toe, which lets you sink a little deeper. Shoulder blades together. Straight lines from fingertip to fingertip, looking over our left hand. Can you sit with the stretch and let yourself find that change? Now straighten out your front leg. Reach for the front of your mat. And then hinge your hand down to your shin, your ankle, or to the floor. Remember, front leg straight and strong as you inhale. Reach with your right. I know you're feeling it on the inner thigh. So allow that to bring something beautiful for you today, that letting go. So another few breaths. And now bend in toward your front thigh. Your left elbow comes up to your left thigh. And you can stay just like this, or you can bring your left hand down to your mat. And for the shoulder openers on the other side, those binds, your top arm comes behind your back. Open your shoulder up. Spin your right shoulder open and look. And if you want that full bind, reach underneath. Really make sure that you're in your lunge. You open your shoulders. And look up. Now release. Left hand comes back to the mat. Right arm reaches. And come up to your warrior two. Front palm spins up. And come back to your reverse warrior on this side. Sink in towards your front thigh. Reach for the back of the room and open your shoulder to the left. You'll feel that stretch in the side body once again. Back to your warrior two. Windmill your hands down to your mat. Left leg moves back. Lower down. Half push up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And rock your I ams here once again. I am amazing. I am definitely sweaty. I am happy. As you inhale, heels up, look forward. Walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And reverse swan dive. Arms come up overhead. Hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Look down to your fingertips. Send the signal to your brain once again, all is well. I am safe. I am right where I should be. And release. So we're done with the vinyasa, and that's that motion that we do, moving down to low push-up and up dog and down dog. So I'm sure you're happy about that. We're going to move on to some balance now. It's important, of course, to have balance in life, both in mind and in body. So remember, as we move into these, express your choice. If you keep your back leg down, you're still getting everything that you need in those little stabilizer muscles. So allow yourself to be there, okay? Step your feet together. Hands come up overhead. Palms come to touch. Cross your thumbs. Now step your left leg forward. Your back leg heel or your back heel lifts. Make any shifts that you need to. Find your balance. Front leg straight and strong. Hinge your upper body forward, parallel to your mat, and lift your right leg up for this letter T shape. This is warrior 3. Remember, you can also bring your hands in toward heart center. Helps bring a little stability. Work at keeping your hips nice and square. Your back hip, your right hip likes to lift up. Remember, you can keep your toes down for that extra balance, and you'll notice you're still feeling everything that you need there. You can play with it and lift it every now and then just to feel that balance for yourself. Now slowly lower your right foot down to your left, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, arms come up overhead, hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Look down to your fingertips. And release. Now we're going to step to the back of the mat once again. Feet together, arms up overhead. Cross your thumbs the other direction. And now step your right foot forward. Your back heel comes up. Hinge your upper body forward, parallel to your mat as you lift your left leg. Remember, you can bring your hands in toward heart center. You may notice the difference in both sides. That's completely normal. We have a dominant and passive side. Remember, you can keep your back toes down. And you'll still get everything you need out of this exercise. Slowly lower your left foot down to your right, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, arms come up overhead, hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Look down to your fingertips. Send a signal to your brain once again, all is well, I am safe. I am right where I should be. And release. Okay, now we're going to step to the front of our mat. So you step to the front of your mat, hands come onto your hips. Take a long step back with your left foot. You're going to keep your back leg straight and strong. Now bring your arms up overhead. This is what we call a crescent lunge. You press your inner thighs in toward each other. You notice you can sink a little deeper. It brings a little more stability to your pose. Hands come together overhead. Bring your hands in toward heart center. Take an inhale, lengthen through your spine. As you exhale, twist to the right. You can also drop your back knee down here for a little extra stability. Or you keep yourself up as you press your right hand onto your left and twist, once again, purging the toxins out of our organs. Another few breaths. Now lower your back knee down. Release your hands down toward the mat. And work your right foot outside of your right hand to the edge of your mat. So your front foot stays parallel to the side of your mat. Your hands just inside of your foot. You'll notice that we already have that stretch into the right hip. So we're going to stay right here for a moment. I know a lot of us advanced yogis, we like to rush into the full expression. Super important to let the body warm into these poses. So we're letting the hips open right now. And as I said before, this is where we store our past. So super important to let these go. And you may feel something bubble up or scratch at the surface. And if that's coming up, it's wanting to be let go. Let that go. Can you check in with that story that you're telling yourself? We're all telling ourselves a story. We are either happy or we are sad. And both of them are generally from the story that we're running over and over in our minds. Start to bend at your elbows. You can let your right forearm come down. Maybe you let your left forearm come down. And now again, check in with that story. Are you focusing on the challenge? Or can you focus on your breath and allow that change to come into your life? Can you focus on the inhale and the emptying exhale? What we focus on, we feel. You notice that you send that breath, your breath, into those tight areas. you find a little bit more space, like magically, there's more space there. Slowly work your way back up to your hands. Let your right toes angle out to the right. Right hand comes up to your right knee. Let your hips fall forward. As you exhale, press your right knee away from you. The inside of your foot comes up off of the mat. And twist. I know you're feeling this in the front of the left hip flexor, in that psoas region. You're also feeling this into the right outside hip flexor. Again, check in with the story. You focus on the suck, you just get more suck. You focus on the beauty that you're creating, that change that you're creating, you get more of that. And now bring your right hand back down to the mat. Bring your right hand now in between your feet. And we're going to go with full splits or half splits. So if you have a full split in your practice, go ahead. I'm super jealous. For those that are going to half splits like me, front heel plants into the mat. Your toes work back towards your knee. Back knee underneath your hips. Your fingertips to the mat. So you can sit up tall. Shoulder blades together. Keep your spine straight. Of course, we protect our spine throughout. And again, what story are you running in your mind? That collateral beauty that happens when you focus on you. That love that you found for yourself. Pull your right hip back into its socket. Your right toes toward your right knee. You'll feel that stretch and crease. Left hip comes forward. That's what we're looking for. Again, opening up all of these areas, working through the IT band, working through the hamstrings, the calves, the quads, and the glutes. All these big muscle groups. Letting go. Coming out of this pose carefully. Plant your front foot into the mat. Tuck your back toes. And now as you inhale, step your left foot forward, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive. Arms come up overhead, hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Look down to your fingertips. Exhale, release. And now we're at the front of our mat already, so other side, hands on your hips. Take a long step back with your right leg. Back leg stays straight and strong. Arms come up overhead. Sink in toward your front thigh. And remember, if you press your inner thighs in toward each other, you notice you can sink a little deeper, a little more stability in your pose. Hands come together. Hands in toward heart center. Take an inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, twist to the left. Remember, you can drop your back knee down here for a little extra stability, or you stay up and you press your left hand onto your right and twist. Just another few breaths. Again, purging the toxins. You can see that's a trend here. We like to make sure we cleanse the body. Drop your back knee down, release your hands to the mat. And now work your left foot outside of your left hand to the edge of your mat. So front foot parallel to the side of your mat. And once again, we're going to warm into this posture. Remember, super important, especially with these big muscle groups. Take your time. There's no sense in rushing into them. We don't want to cause pain. Yoga is all about love. Yoga, just like love, should not be painful. You can start to bend at your elbows. Maybe you bring your left forearm down. And then you can bring your right forearm down. And again, we focus on our breath. Deep inhales. Deep emptying exhales. With every breath, notice that you find space on the inhale. And letting go on the exhale. Like again, magically, this found extra space, extra stretch, extra letting go. Focus on that beautiful story. Focus on the power that you hold as a warrior. Remember that our tough times aren't here to stay. They've just come to make us stronger, and then they too shall pass. It's up to us to come out bitter or come out better. Slowly start to work your way back up to your hands. Angle your left toes out to the left just a bit. Left hand comes up to your left knee. Let your hips fall forward. As you exhale, press your left knee away from you, lifting the inside of your foot up off of the mat, and twist and look over your left shoulder. Just another few breaths here. Remember to let your hips fall forward. The body's natural reaction is to back off from some of these poses, and then we miss out on some of the stretch, which helps open those big muscle groups to release a lot of that energy that we need to let go of. And now release. Your hands come back down to the mat. Your left foot works back in between your hands. And now half splits or full splits on this side. So for half splits, plant your front heel, toes towards your knee, back knee underneath your hips. And check in with that story that you're telling yourself once again. Can you focus on your breath? Can you let yourself be more important than your excuses? Pull your left hip back into its socket. Right hip comes forward. Pull your left toes towards your left knee. Feel that stretch increase. And focus on the deep inhale and the deep emptying exhale. Let something go. As you inhale, take in all that clean and positive. As you exhale, let go of tension and negativity. Coming out of this side a little differently. Plant your front foot in toward the mat. Now bring your left hand inside of your left foot and bring your left foot back. And we have made it through the standing series. Congratulations. Way to go, warriors. So we're going to start off on our floor here with a wide leg forward fold. Important to remember with this, it's not so much about how wide you're going with your legs, but it's about your sitting bones being connected to the mat. You'll notice if you go too wide, your hips roll backwards. We don't want that. We want the hips to be rolled forward. So you can bring your legs in if you feel like you're rolling yourself back. Press your knees down, toes come in, sit up tall, take an inhale. As you exhale, work your hands down toward your shins. Maybe you stay right there. Or maybe you work your hands down toward your ankles. Or maybe you reach for the insides of your feet. Wherever you are, before you move any further, shoulder blades together, pull your belly button in, take an inhale. As you exhale, it's more of a hinge forward. No rounding at the back. Press your knees down. Keep your hips engaged here if you can. It's called reciprocal inhibition. When you engage one muscle group, another muscle group releases and lets go. So press your knees down. Keep your hips engaged. Inhale, pull your belly button into your spine. Find space. Exhale, find a little more real estate. And I know you're feeling that stretch on the inner thighs, moving through the back of the hamstrings into the glutes. That's exactly where we want it. Notice again, this is all about the hips and the shoulders, opening those two areas up, working through the body to release a lot of tension, all those things that are stored by the body. Slowly start to bring yourself back up. Now keep your left leg out. We're going to bring the right foot into the left thigh. Left hand to your left knee, sit up tall. You can press against your left knee to square your shoulders off to your left foot. Right hand is your action hand. Take an inhale. As you exhale, move along the outside of your leg, ankle, or grab the outside of your left foot. Press your left knee down. You're feeling that stretch through the back of that left leg. Take an inhale. As you exhale, you can bring yourself a little further. Remember, more of a hinge than a round. You're feeling that stretch now through the right shoulder, down into the solar plexus, and across the body through the back of the left leg. This is a beautiful cross-body stretch, opening up pretty much every muscle group that we have in the shoulders and in the hips. Slowly bring yourself back up. Let's do that other side. I don't want you walking in circles when you get done with your practice. So right leg goes out, left foot comes in. Right hand against your knee. Sit up nice and tall. You can press against your right knee to square your shoulders. Left hand is the action hand. Take an inhale to find space. As you exhale, left hand moves to the outside of your right ankle or your shin, or to the outside of your right foot. Press your right knee down. Toes come back towards your knee. Take an inhale. As you exhale, and hinge yourself over. Feeling that stretch to the left side body now, in through the shoulder and solar plexus, and moving through the back of the right leg. Just another few breaths. And slowly bring yourself back up. And now, bring your sitting bones to the mat. Your feet come to the mat. You had no idea when you did yoga today you were going to build a boat, but we're about to build a boat. So hands come behind your hips, or hamstrings behind your hips. I can't word today. Elbows stay nice and wide. This helps promote a long, straight spine. Start to increase the angle or the distance between your chest and your knees. You'll feel your core engage, and you can lift your legs, shins parallel to the mat. And if this is where you stay, that's great. I know you're feeling that shake already, and that's what we're looking for. This is neurogenics. This is shaking free that fear, that energy that we don't need anymore. Fear usually rules our life. We can let it go, just like a cheetah after it hunts, shaking that fear free. Right ankle over your left, heels come in, plant your hands, inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower back down. And come right back to your boat, whatever that looks like for you. Maybe you've got an inner tube like me. Maybe you've got a speedboat, straighten out your legs. Maybe you take your arms forward and you got a sailboat. Whatever you are doing, you're letting that fear loose. Fear is false evidence appearing real. It is a mental construct that can be stored in the body physically, but only if we allow it the power to. Left ankle comes over your right, heels come in, plant your hands. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. And bring yourself right back to your boat. Last one. Beautiful thing to remember, that power that you have is fear also stands for face everything and rise. Let that shake happen. Let that fear go. We don't need it anymore. Right ankle over your left, heels come in, plant your hands, inhale, lift up, exhale, lower back down. And now pull your heels in or just move your legs off to the side and roll yourself forward onto all fours. So now that we've made it here, we're going to stretch the mid back, both front and in back. So this one is, well, these two are two of my favorites. This one's called camel. So come up to standing on your knees, your shoulders over your hips over your knees. You can tuck your toes here. This makes it a little bit more accessible for those that want the advanced tops of your feet. So I'm going to go with tuck toes. Your hands come to your lower back like you're placing them into your pockets. Elbows come together. And you'll notice when you bring your elbows together, it shines your heart space forward, opening the chest. That's what we're looking for. This is a great shoulder opener. Your hips stay forward over your knees. Now we can look up and you'll feel that stretch into the front of your throat. Completely opening that front side of the body. Elbows stay together, chest forward. You can let your head drop back if you feel comfortable. You can also bring your hands back to your heels. Hips stay forward, chest lifts, thumbs out, fingertips in. And one hand at a time, bring yourself back out. Now let yourself sit back to your heels, bring your knees together. One of my favorites, hero's pose. So knees together, hands just rest on your thighs, either hands face up if you want to receive a little more energy, or your palms face down if you just want to root yourself in this moment. You can close your eyes or soften your eyes. Hero's pose. It's a great reminder for me that you can't always be a hero, but you can always be a champion. Just by showing up, just by being you. Slowly start to blink your eyes open. And now we're moving into one called rabbit. So for those that want that stretch into the mid-back on the back side and the shoulders, if you do not want to do rabbit, this is where you live. So forehead comes to the mat, arms move back. This is child's pose, knees together, or rock pose. Many different ways to call it. And you'll notice the shoulders drop away, and it opens up through that mid-back area. You feel that stretch through the solar plexus, through the shoulders. And if you want to go for rabbit, bring yourself back up. You reach back for your heels. Grab your heels with your hands. Your thumbs out, your fingertips in. Sit up nice and tall. Take an inhale. As you exhale, tuck your chin into your chest. Roll your forehead down to meet your knees. Super important. Bring your heels together. Pull against your heels. Only slight pressure into the top of your head. As you pull against your heels, bring your hips forward. Pull against your heels. Heels stay together. Only slight pressure into the top of your head. I know you're feeling that stretch through the chest, through the back of the mid-back and the shoulders. You slowly bring your hips down. Head comes up lax. Now we're going to decompress the spine. So hands come to your mat. Step yourself back to your plank and then back to your downward dog. Remember, you can bend your knees here. That way you can just focus on keeping a straight, flat back. You can press your chest in towards your thighs, feeling that decompression. You can even work to straighten your legs. You'll feel that stretch through the back of the hamstrings, the back of the legs. Walk your dog left and right. Now settle your heels down to the mat. Right leg comes up. And now bring your right knee into your right wrist. Let your back knee drop down. You notice how my heel here is just in front of my hips. This is where we are. And for those that would like to advance, you can move your shin parallel to the front of your mat. Of course, that increases the difficulty or the stretch. So I'm going to stay right here with my heel close to my hip. And again, we're going to warm into this pose. Super important not to go into the full expression of the pose right away. So I know you're feeling this through that IT band, which is the glutes, moving down the external hip flexors and into the thigh, as well as the hamstrings. So allow all these areas to open and let go of that past. And when you're ready, hinge yourself forward and down. Forehead comes to the back of your head. Forehead comes to the back of your hands. I can't word. And keep your hips nice and square. Avoid rolling to one side and cheating yourself out of that stretch. This is a beautiful one. This one helps the lower back, the hips, and of course with a lower back, happy hips, happy glutes. It means you get to sleep more. Less pain, less grumpy. Slowly bring yourself back up to your hands. Tuck your back toes and press yourself back to downward dog. And again, you can walk your dog out left and right. Settle your heels, left leg comes up. Left knee comes to your left wrist. Let your back knee drop down. And remember, heel on the left knee, or left foot just in front of your hip. So we're going to stay here once again, warming into this pose, taking time with these big muscle groups. Keep your hips nice and square. And when you feel ready, hinge yourself forward and down. Your forehead comes to the back of your hands. And keep your hips nice and square here. Just another few breaths. Letting everything stretch through that left hip flexor, through the left glute, that IT band area. Just focus on your breath. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Now work your way back up to your hands and coming out of this side a little differently. Let yourself sit over to your left hip. Swing your right leg around And now you're going to lay yourself all the way back on your mat. That's right. We've reached the favorite part of everybody's yoga practice, on the mat. Right leg comes in toward your chest. Interlock your fingers over your shin. And now change the angle. Pull your knee outside of your rib cage toward your armpit. Keep your left shoulder down. Keep your left heel active. And you'll feel that pressure in between your abdomen and the right side of your thigh, or your right thigh. We're taking care of our internal organs here, and that's where 75% of your immune system lives. You can also increase this by bringing your right elbow over your right knee, taking care of the ascending colon on this side. This is also called wind relieving posture, and it does everything it advertises. Now keep your knee where it is. Reach your right hand inside of your right foot. Your bottom of your foot comes up toward the sky, ankle directly over your knee. This is called half happy baby. Left hand stays down on your left hip, so you can keep that left hip down. And as you exhale, you can pull with your arm strength. Get a little extra hip opener on this side. Pull your knee outside of your rib cage. Inhale for space. As you exhale, maybe you find a little more real estate. Keep your left heel active, your left hip down. Release, bring both knees into your chest. Reach over your shins, grab for your elbows. Work your hips back down to your mat. And now pull your knees into your chest. Taking care of the transverse and sigmoid colon here. You can rock left and right for a little spinal massage. Now release. Keep your left knee. Let your right leg go straight. Interlock your fingers over your left shin. And change the angle once again. Your left knee pulls in towards your left armpit. Create pressure between your left thigh and your left abdomen. Taking care of the descending colon here. Keep your right shoulder down, your right heel active. You should feel this across the front of your right hip flexor. And of course, we're feeling this on the left side of our abdomen. Taking care of that descending colon, moving our way full circle. You can increase this by left arm over your, or left elbow over your left knee. Now reach your left hand inside of your left foot. Right hand comes to your right hip. Now bring the bottom of your foot up toward the sky. Ankle directly over your knee. Don't mind this aircraft as it passes over us super low and loud. Right hand onto your right thigh. And now as you exhale, pull you with your arm strength, your left knee in toward the mat outside of your chest. Just another few breaths here. And release. Bring both knees into your chest. Reach over, grab for your elbows, pull your knees in toward your chest. Create that pressure once again between your thighs and your abdomen. And now last one, guys. Release your left leg. Keep your right knee. Left hand comes outside of your right knee. Your right hand moves out to the right. Look to your fingertips over to the right. And now let your knee fall to the left. Check in with your knee as well. Keep your right shoulder down, look to your right fingertips, and lower your knee down just a bit. There you go. You're feeling that into the IT band now, into the hip flexor, into the glutes. There are last stretches here, guys. You made it. You are warriors. Now look up, engage your abdomen, bring your right knee up. And let your right leg straighten out. Bring your left knee in. Right hand comes to your left knee. Left arm comes out to the left. Look to your left fingertips. Keep your left shoulder onto the ground and let your knee fall over to the right. And again, remember, lower your knee down toward the bottom of your mat. And you'll feel that engage into the hip flexor area, into the IT band, the glutes. Letting everything stretch and open. Our final pose of our practice. Look up Bring your knee up toward the sky. Straighten out your legs. And now let your feet be about hip distance apart. Just let your toes fall open. Get any last little shifts out of your shoulders and your hips. And let the tops of your heads come to the floor, palms face up. And just let yourself be for the moment. This is the pose for which we practice. This is a pose of contemplation, of honor and respect. Honoring you, yourself, for making you important, for showing up for you. Remember, as we move through the rest of our week, that the past is history, the future is a mystery, and right now is a gift. That's why we call it the present. Let yourself be more rooted in the now. We create in the now. Whatever you do, let whatever you do be enough. Start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. And now find your way onto your favorite side. Roll over onto your side, bring your bottom arm up to cradle your head, and your top hand just rests on the mat as you bring your knees into your chest for your fetal position. You can keep your eyes closed. And this is a pose that the body remembers because we lived here for 10 months before entering this world. So just let yourself be there. Let yourself be here. And let that pose bring in peace and serenity. Keep your eyes closed. Press your top hand into the mat. Come back up to your seated position. And you can let your hands be on your knees, or maybe you bring your hands up towards your heart center. And you let your chin just fall to your chest. And again, this is a bow and respect to yourself. As we're looking down, we're also sending a signal to our brain once again, all is well, I am safe, I am right where I should be. Also, while you're here, this is a bow and honor again and of respect to you for showing up, for making you important today. It's been an absolute pleasure leading you through your practice. The light in me recognizes and honors the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Awesome. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you putting up with the background noise. I know sometimes, that you can't control the environment that you're in. So thank you for showing up for yourself today. And remember, we have this every Wednesday and every Saturday at 9 a.m. Also, this afternoon at 5:45 p.m., we have the level 1 to this, total resilience yoga. So we have trauma recovery yoga, which I have, again, the distinct pleasure of being the executive director. And we also have Warriors for Life America, which is my nonprofit that I founded last year. And that one is for our veterans, for our military, for our first responders, and for their families. And we work together. We are a partnership. That is our community-based. We also have workshops as well. We have one coming up on the 28th and 29th. So if you'd like to understand the body and the brain more, including and especially the limbic system inside of our brain and how the body processes trauma, please check out our website, traumarecoveryyoga.org. We have links there so you can check out all of the classes that we have and all of the training workshops coming up as well. So I appreciate you all tuning in. Thank you so much for doing the work for you. And here in just about 15 minutes, if you pay attention, we're going to throw out a chair yoga as well. It's just about a 15 to 20 minute practice. It's a little more meditative, but also so you can see that even while you're sitting in a chair, you can still do things for yourself. All right. So thank you so much from Warriors for Life America, Total Resilience Yoga, and Leland Holgate. Thank you so much for being with us. Have an amazing day, guys. It's beautiful out there. Go have fun. Go hike. Go do something fun for you. We'll see you later. Namaste, guys.